Next step is to add button to the form, which will represent a demo of a user action, of course. So we're going to again jump to widget bin, and this I think is the button right here. So the button gets placed somewhere on the form. I'll just place it, I don't know, maybe in this location. It's up to you how you want to place your controls. And we're going to give it a name. From here it says button set text. Okay, so this is button set text, and the GUI label will be set text. Right, so we're going to display set text in the text for this button. So here we can again we can resize it if we'd like updated size. Something like this should work. We can also resize the form and do all sorts of other cosmetic changes. Just make sure that when you use this button or try to drop this button using the widget bin, make sure that again you're selecting this double window as a focus. Now I'm going to close widget bin, save the project, and of course we need to write code to complete the work here. So write code. The files, the C++ source files, are being updated. And now we're switching back to our solution. I already have solution opened on my computer right here, so we'll just view, or we can just go off the directory structure right here. So this is our lab, and we need to open demo window.h. Demo window.h belongs to our source files, so I'll just drag and drop it from here. Okay, it gets open on my second screen, so I'll just drop it right in the middle of this form. This is fine. Okay. So now this is what we had so far done as part of Lab 3A. And now we're going to add something new to the list of callback functions. Of course, we want to add a callback function for the button, for the push button. And of course, it also needs to be a static function. So right here in this handout, it's right at the bottom of this handout. I'll resize this a little bit to fit everything on the screen, and here as well. Okay, so this may be better arrangement. So now, and I'll start at the bottom of this. Once again, this callback button set text. So we have this button set text that we added in Fluid Designer. So this will be new function, new callback function that will be invoked for us by the button. And it also has to be static. So right here in this handout, I'm just going to remove new from the comments. But this is the idea. The user clicks the button and this function will be invoked. And of course, the same idea, user data is passed. We would like to perhaps maintain notifications on the console window just to keep track of our callbacks as they occur. We can always comment this out before we give this program to our clients. So then, if you think about this idea, we have this form, and this button will call this static function. But the static function does not have access to input and output boxes, because remember, we want this button to be able to retrieve the information from the text input and place it in the output. Basically, update the output the same. And so this is why we already know that what's going to happen is that this callback button set text function will receive user data, and this user data will be a pointer to the demo window object that we create in our main function, just as we discussed in our previous laboratory exercise about callback window closing. And we're going to change this user data, which is going to be given to us as a void pointer. So void pointer is pointer without the data type. It's only the address. And so the rule is that there is a static cast operator in C++, which will take the type of the pointer in angled brackets like this. And of course, we want to recover the pointer to this demo window object that we create in our main function. So then we pass to the static cast as a parameter user data, and it will return pointer to the demo window. Okay, so before we can do anything with demo window, we really need to create a pointer of this type, because we start with the void pointer, then we cast it, and it becomes a demo window pointer. Then we're going to add, and I mean, now using this pointer, we could try to access public data and public functions inside the demo window and fluid in the window from where we inherit everything inside this class. But I prefer to actually create a new normal member function, non-static member function, and just make a call and handle everything here. So this is why we're going to add this new function right here, and I'll place it right at the top. So I prefer to keep the static callbacks somewhere together. And here even there's like a comment here which was added in our handout. So these are our static callback functions like this. Okay, so in this section of our class we keep our static callback functions. And here I would say that these things right here I would name, also would add a comment. Perhaps it would be a good idea to just hit the build button accidentally, right? So here we can name these functions event handler functions. So basically, static callbacks are just fluid mechanism to pass control to our application. But we definitely want to do any work related to anything inside this form, to do it inside the class that is dedicated to handling everything, all the functionality inside this form. And naturally, if the user clicks this button, I would like this function to be called. And now this is a non-static function. So now it can basically tell the input box, which is defined inside the fluid window class, to say, give me the value. And it returns back a pointer to constant character, basically standard string literal. It returns back. And all we have to do is to tell the output box to accept this new text, and that should be it. This is the wiring of the handler, which does the real work, a non-static function, and a bunch of static functions. The only thing that's left, again, I'll just get rid of these new new comments. And I would like, just before we end this segment, I would like to also make sure that what we do is we call button and set the callback. So this is how we're going to add a callback to the button. So we'll say button. Please remember that this is the static function that we want you to call right here. And when this button will make a call to our application code, it'll pass user data as a pointer to this. And of course, this is a pointer to the demo window object. So we'll review all of this plumbing one more time in the next video.